Roxy, and I am here today with Jana Lovell, our very, very first legacy legend. So I see, Jana, that you have your two beautiful babies with you here on the couch, Roxy and Joy. And I know that Joy has presented a certain set of special challenges for you.
Indeed. Joy came to me in February with a shelter-affiliated vet decided to do a procedure to remove a large mass. They removed it with her hysterectomy. So she did not do well because it was such a lengthy procedure and such a complex procedure. She bled out and she almost died. The shelter volunteers were lobbying and asking all these rescues if they would consider saving her, and Wags and Walks took the call and said, you know what, we'll save her. So she had a lot stacked against her, but they raised some funds for her, and she had a donor step up and do some things to take care of her. So she came to me in February. One of the other rescue volunteers literally carried her into my house, and it's like, here she is. And I said, okay, well, I've got a big girl here that doesn't walk. We'll have to figure this out.
I know that taking on the responsibility of Joy has also meant big changes in your life.
My condo, I lived in a really nice condo by the bluffs, by the beach, but there's no way they would allow a big dog, much less a pit bull. There was a certain point where she needed a lot of help, and I really was completely falling in love with her, and I really wanted her to get her walking. I wanted her to have a chance. So I had to move. But I found a place with a yard for her, so she could do her rehab in the yard, and then we could work on some things, and she could really get out and walk more and just practice.
Tell us a little bit more about Joy's rehab course.
I have to tell you, Care Rehab here in Santa Monica is a dream. I don't know what I would have done without them. I really don't, because I was trying so hard with Joy, but she was still dragging her legs, and she was causing so much damage and trauma and skinning her feet alive. And I would try shoes, and I just didn't know what to do. And it was a very short amount of time they got her starting to flip her feet in the right way, and she was no longer dragging them and supporting some of her weight from her front to her back, which she wasn't supporting any weight on her back. So they're a dream.
And I know that Joy has a special little big sister here who's helped her along with her rehab.
Roxy's always been amazing, but she's the best little big sister that you could possibly imagine. When Joy was basically laying there, and it's like her feet were glued to the ground because her front started getting stronger and she could pivot around, but her butt would stay put. Roxy would not let her lay there. She wouldn't let her stay stagnant for a moment. She was poking on her ear and pulling on her side and just wanting to play, and wagged her tail, and Joy would get up and drag herself just to play with Roxy. And I think that motivation of actually somebody saying, please get up, we want to do this, and Joy having that motivation to constantly want to move is a big, big part of what made her actually just get up and move forward and like really build some muscle.
Joy has been through an incredible amount of challenge in her life, and battling cancer on top of everything else, on top of being a rescue, on top of being a pit bull. So how has she responded to that and just maintained her wonderful attitude and disposition?
I didn't know much about her personally. I just understood from the volunteers that she was a very sweet dog and in such a bad situation. There was something special about her in her pictures, and she just had very soulful eyes, and I just wanted to give her a chance.
I know that you have a special soft spot in your heart for pit bulls.
This is the most misunderstood population of dogs that has probably ever existed. These are the most loyal, sweet dogs. So many are killed in the shelters every single week, and they're abused because they're so sweet and so loyal that they want to do anything to please their person. And it's so hard, it's so sad that these gentle giants are like they're called demons, they're called monsters, they're compared to wild animals. There's sites out there saying they should be exterminated from the world, and they're dogs. These are just dogs. These are dogs that happen to be very strong, and if they get in the wrong hands, people abuse them and misuse them. Even if they come from the worst situation possible, like Joy, they're just big teddy bears. That's all they are. And it's just so sad to see so many of them get killed in such mass proportion because somebody, the media, wants to make them an enemy.
Some people give you the shirt off their back. For her beloved Joy, Jana Lovell gave up the roof over her head. For Rescue Legacy, this is Greg Potter. Thank you.